Hey guys, D1sco here, and shout out to Orange for even making me aware this was happening, because I had literally zero idea this was happening. But today I'm reacting to the Dead by Daylight 8.7.0 PTB. The only thing that I know about this is I was on my PS5. It didn't even process in my head, honestly. I was on my PS5 earlier because I was playing one of the PS Plus games, and I saw like a official thing saying there was a new like chapter coming out in I think May is what it said for this game. And I didn't really think about it too hard. I was also brain dead because it was pretty late when I saw it. And then Orange, right again, shout out to Orange, was had messaged me while I was sleeping. So I looked up to it, and he was basically just saying that he, I guess, had made some videos on some PTB, and I was like, I had no idea this was happening. And then he said that it was for like the quest, that new quest system, and a few other things, and some new character. Well, I'm assuming is who we're looking at. But without further ado, let's jump into this. Obviously, we don't. New content. So we got new survivor Orla Rose. That is a weird name. I hope I pronounced it right. So I will say this. It's a little hard to get excited over a new survivor, over a new killer, for a couple of reasons, right? The killers, right, like Ken Kaneki, Huntress, Trapper, Freddy, Michael, literally any of them, they have a power. They have, interesting lore. Their add-ons reflect the lore of that character and whatnot. Like, God, I gotta shake your legs today. And whatnot. Survivors, they have lore, but you kind of have to go searching for it, and they're all kind of just copy and paste versions of each other in terms of actual like gameplay and whatnot. They're just, I mean, the models and stuff are different, but like overall, like was what you do with them, is not super unique compared to other characters. Though the new perks are always interesting. Of course, I still haven't gotten a new chapter for this game in a while because my set plan right now is getting really costly. But anyways, so what we got here? So Orla Rose's perks here are do no harm when you heal another survivor for each hook state they have. I think it's interesting that they're adding hook states. That they're doing stuff with hook states recently. I forget the survivor. Maybe someone could tell me in the comment section below, like Orange or something, but I forget off the top of my head who has the perk, but there's a perk in the game right now that allows you to basically steal like someone's hook state, in the sense of like if someone has been hooked, like in the sense of you trade. So like if you've been hooked twice and someone else has been hooked, so when you get, I forget if it, I think it's like when you unhook someone, but then you like lose a hook state if you have been hooked. And I think unless if they're dead on hook, so like, two hook states, I think unless of that, then they gain a hook state, which is an interesting perk. I never really understood why you would want it, because it does give good buffs, but it's like you're actively harming the team by using it also, so it's just kind of weird. I just mentioned that because I noticed that this that do no harm here is affected by hook states, and I just wanted to say that I thought it was interesting that hook states are being like actually important to the game somewhat. So you heal 30, 40, 50% faster and gain a plus 3% for 16 great skill checks. So basically, depending on their hook states, I guess, depends on how much healing you do and how much progress you get from skill checks. I mean, honestly, that's a perk that works off of health states that I think is actually pretty good. The other one, I can see it being useful. I just don't like that you're harming the team to like kind of use it in the way you're harming other teammates by like with the extra health states and whatnot to help yourself. That's a perk that I like because it's still affected by hook states, but it's to heal them faster and just keep the team good. Duty of care.
when you take a protection hit, there's not many protection.
There's not many protection hit perks in the game. There are some, but they're really hard to use. Like Medal of Man has always been really hard to use, which is why me and Orange never use it, because it's really hard to use, and they did kill it in the sense of it's no longer as good as like it was, so people don't really use it and whatnot. But like, that's one perk. I think Bill might have a perk maybe that involves, or at least he has an achievement that is. Yeah, but yeah. Well, healthy. So you have to take the protection hit while healthy, which is kind of a interesting caveat. That's fair. All other survivors within 16 meters of you. So that already is kind of frustrating that it's such a situational perk. 16 meters is not very far. That's very situational. Right off the bat, just because of the meters. Gain 25, 25, 20% haste for 4, 5, 6 seconds. I don't think Duty of Care is that bad of a perk, honestly. I like the idea of it, of you take a protection hit, and then the person that you unhooked in yourself, or no, I don't think it affects you, but the person that you unhooked, why am I always yawning these videos? I'll never get it. But the person that you unhook will get faster. I think that's a pretty good perk, but it's situational because it requires the killer to hit you basically shortly after you unhook, because you need that protection hit. Definitely situational, but I mean, that could definitely be pretty useful in those situations. I see nothing wrong with that perk, honestly. So far, she's got pretty interesting perks, and I'm definitely excited for them to be in the live game at some point, and to get, access to them at some point and test them out. Rapid response. When you do a fast locker exit, you suffer. When you do a fast locker exit, you suffer from the exhausted status effect for 30 seconds. When you gain exhausted, you see the killer's aura for 1, 1.5, and 2 seconds. Exhausted prevents one from using perks that goes exhausted. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember like exactly what the fast locker exit means or is. I know the fast locker like entrance. I'm assuming the fast locker exit is that one thing that a lot of survivors like to use. I've gotten me and Orange have grabbed so many people that have tried doing this, but there's something we don't fully understand. There's this thing that survivors love trying. I've noticed a lot of survivors love trying this. They try this thing where you'll be chasing them, they'll jump into a locker, and they'll keep like doing the fast locker exit. Like they'll keep doing the fast locker in, like it, into the locker, they won't even have like head on or anything. So if they had head on, they would have wasted it in the first time. They just keep doing that. A lot of times, even like before you even get to the locker, they'll just be doing it, or you'll be like nearby but not actively like paying attention to them. You'll just start hearing them, and they'll keep doing it. But if you time it right, you'll either hit them or you'll grab them. Either way is helpful. Usually, like, me and Orange grab them, and it's like a nice, satisfying thing, because it's confusing to me and Orange, because it's not even all that useful of a strategy. Maybe there's something we're not understanding. It's a really dumb strategy, because, some people can, like, use it. I know Orange is always some survivors that used it well, in the sense of they like did that and made a mess, and then they like quickly like ran away. But if you just sit there and keep spamming it, it's like kind of a dumb. I feel like it's a really dumb strategy, because you're basically cornering yourself around that locker, and all this killer has to do is just time the grab and grab you. You know what I mean? But I think rapid response, it sounds good. It sounds fine. It doesn't, it sounds okay. It's another exhaustion perk that, it's another exhaustion perk that lets you see the killer's aura for a little bit. So it's definitely nice, but I could definitely see it being useful, situational. I mean, doesn't really sound like a bad perk though. What else we got? Killers. The doctor added a cooldown to interrupting unhooks with shock therapy repeatedly. That's fair. Hellmaster decreased the dog's vault speed during chase command to 0.65 seconds, 0.45 seconds. From what I remember, that's just because the dog was too fast for the animation, so it was like causing some issues on the survivor's end. So they nerfed the dog's speed when it evolves to try to better match like the animation to help out. There was some 1 point rewards of all reduced scoring events. That, from what I remember, was just because players were mentioning that like playing as her, they don't feel like they're getting as much blood points as they should be. The Hellmaster's changes are fine, nothing crazy there. The Doctor one is fine, that's understandable. The Oni removed the turn rate limit during the open phase with Demon Strike. I don't really know what that means, honestly. It sounds good, though. I'm assuming it's a good thing. I could be wrong. I don't really understand it. I get that it's, like, starting the animation and whatnot, but I don't fully, like, I don't know. I'm really stupid when it comes to, like, knowing the turn rates and stuff of these killers, the ones that have that. So, Oni or Billy, there's some others. Blight. Like, I don't understand the turn limit and stuff, so I'm always confused about those characters. Interesting. So now we're on to perks. So we got our Boon Dark Fairy, increased the haste effect to 3% with 2%. That's fair. For those who don't know, Boon Circle of Healing, when that finally got killed, that killed Bruins in general, but I think that's a nice little buff for Dark Fury. Breakout increased the haste effect while near a carry survivor to 6, 8, 10% was 5, 6, 7%. I actually do have that perk. I think. I do have Breakout on. I believe it's on my Yui. So I think that could be a useful perk if I, like, anytime I play as them and I'm just running around the killer, while they're carrying someone. That could be useful. Champion of Light, which is one of two, like, stupid good flashlight, perks. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I suck fucking dick with flashlights. I might be the worst flashlighter in history, or at least one of the worst. I'm really bad. So I don't like to use flashlights for a stun challenge. I try to pallet stunts because I get lucky with pallet stunts every so often. Whereas flashlight stun, the flashlight blinds I suck ass at. Orange actually has gotten me progress. Has gotten me some killer blinds before. So I just let him do it because he's so much better than me. I've tried doing it in a match against a hag once, and I was so ass. Like, I feel like I was doing it right, but they kept, like, angling themselves and whatnot away from it, which was really annoying. And I guess I wasn't doing it correctly because, they, like... Because, like, when I would throw out the flashlight, so, like, when I would start doing it, I would always be, like, too high or too low. Like, I never had the angle down right away, which I think is part of my problem. But yeah, I suck. But Champion of Light now is increase the haste effect. When using a flashlight is 70% with your shot. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm kind of upset that they buffed Champion of Light. That perk is really good for flashlights, blinding killers and whatnot. Especially when you combine it with Residual Manifest, the other really good survivor, like the other good flashlight perk. So I'm kind of upset that they buffed it, but I kind of get it. I'm just kind of upset that they did, No One Left Behind now increases the haste effect for unhugged survivors to 10% instead of applying a separate haste effect. Killer perks, these are always exciting. Oh, they reworked one. Interesting. That's right. They're doing that. I'm stupid. Furtive Chase. Increased haste effect after unhooking the session in 10% with 5%. That sounds fine. Hex Pentimento rework. You see the aura of cleansed totems and can rekindle each totem once. That's the same. When a totem is rekindled, survivors heal and repair 15% slower. For 4% for each additional rekindled totem. If all 5 totems are rekindled simultaneously, all totems are permanently blocked by entities. Survivors caused by this perk see rekindled totems auras within 16 meters. Unbound increased the haste effect after vaulting a window to 10% was 5%. Unbound sounds fine, you know, nothing too crazy. But the Pentimento one, it's fine. They basically like changed how it worked, so they like buffed the healing and like repairing stuff with it. They like kind of did change some numbers around and whatnot. Not too bad. Features quest system, introducing a unified place for all quests, which we could do it about real quick and much more. Sorry about the yawning, guys. It's weird because of my horrible fucking sleep schedule right now. I shouldn't be yawning at all, but there's something about filming, especially these type of videos, where I'm just yawning the whole time. I guarantee you, as soon as I stop recording, I'm gonna be fine in terms of yawning. So it's kind of frustrating. Base game adjustments add a protection to survivors when their teammates spam the unhook interaction without ever unhooking. That makes me really happy, by the way, the fact that they're doing that. It's really annoying. Me and Orange have gotten so annoyed at it and whatnot, so it's good. I would say I'm more annoyed if I die on first hook than that. I had a match, not blaming Orange, of course. There's a video of that Orange made where I was there, but I wasn't talking. Like, we weren't in call or anything. And, or maybe we were, I forget. But I was just, like, politely respond. I think if I was talking, I was just, like, politely responding and then drawing attention to it. But anyways, I got hooked, and then nobody bothered to unhook me. So I got hooked. I went to second hook, and I was, like, seeing where the, other survivors were. They were, all doing different things. And then I died. Like, I didn't get a play. I got hooked once and died to me, and I was so upset. But yeah, I'm really happy that that's being addressed now. They tried to address it in the past, and people got annoyed because the way that they tried to address it was to force you to unhook. And me and Orange were happy about it because it meant that we would get rid of the constantly like spamming the animation but not doing anything. But enough people complained about it that they reverted it, and then I'm really happy. I think that'll be a good compromise. So you can still let go, but again, they're trying to get rid of that stupid, annoying spamming thing where you keep spamming the animation and whatnot, which is good. Added protection for failing skill checks that trigger riot with the interaction. So I'm really happy about that too. Those two things are really big problems that have been in the game for a long time. So to see them finally getting addressed is just so huge. Haste and hindered stacking. The effects of haste and hindered no longer stack with themselves, while multiple haste or hindered effects are active. The largest percentage for each is used. The speed bonus / penalty of haste and hindered are now shown on their respective stats effect icons. Perks which affect movement speed now mention haste or hindered in their descriptions. Fair enough. People are really pissed about this one, by the way. I feel like I need to talk about this, spend a little bit more time on this one, because of how pissed people were when the developer update for April came out talking about this. If you didn't know, I do have a video on it, so if you want to watch it, feel free. I appreciate that. But basically, people are pissed mostly about the haste part, more so than the hindered part. Basically, people are complaining that, like, they have build, like, one person that I saw complained because they have, like, an end game build, or they have, like, hope, and I forget the other perk, but it was basically they only got a speed boost, like, at the end, and they were like, so this is too powerful, and they were complaining. The main thing that people were complaining about was kind of I get it, but it was kind of a dumb point as well. The big argument that I saw against doing this was that people were like, it's a game. So people were basically like, it's a video game. If you do this, that's gonna make gen rushing perks really strong. And it's like, they already addressed gen rushing, and people haven't really been complaining. It was dumb. But yeah, so people are extremely pissed at the haste part of the haste and hinder stacking, because they're gonna get rid of the stacking, so it'll be like a set thing. And Honestly, out of everything that I've read so far, I'm most curious to see what they'll do about this one because of how pissed people are about that haste part right now. So I'm really curious to see how they address it. Behavior always has the right to go against what players say if they think it's for the best, you know, that's always possible. They could do that on this one, they might not, I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see how the haste stacking part of that will develop. Surrender option. At a new killer scenario, 10 minutes after the lesson is completed, the killer has the option to surrender. I keep thinking that was already in the game for some reason. Could they have? I swear they already had that. Maybe I just read it wrong or something. But I swear they already had that as an option, which is really weird that they put it there again, if I remember correctly. I swear they already talked about that one. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Rarity rework. So Orange did mention to me earlier, when I said that I didn't know this was happening, and he talked about it a little bit. He mentioned that the rarity rework here was a little confusing. So, you know, good to know. It's not even that long of a section. Oh my god. Okay, well, fuck me, I guess. It's not even that long. It's like a sentence. But let's see what we got here. Rarity levels have been revised to better surface. That's horrible wording. God, that's fucking terrible. Different tier value. God, what the fuck does that mean? And adding a new tag-based system that allows to surface extra information bars. What the fuck does that mean? Behavior, were you fucking high when you wrote that? What kind of fucking drugs were you on? That entire sentence was so fucking nonsensical. I had an aneurysm trying to read that shit. Holy hell. Fucking terrible wording. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. It's so fucking nonsensical. No one can fucking hear it. Are you fucking high, Behavior? Are you fucking high? Yeah, I don't understand a goddamn word of that. I see why I said that was complicated. God, that's confusing as hell. Bot improvements. I need a break from the fucking aneurysm sentence. Movement the camera direction of bots while they are turning corners. Fair. Survivor bots are no longer trigger happy with their flashlights. Thank God. Bug fixes. Audio. Fix an issue where the wrong terrain type of effects would play when walking in the Grim Pantry's big cabin. Fix an issue where the wrong terrain type of effects would play when walking out the balcony of the White Tower and the... What am I, liquid, man? Fair enough. Fix an issue where the wrong terrain type of effects would play when walking on parts of the ramp inside the mine building in the Link Mine map. Bots fix an issue where survivor bots revealing the ghost face are and clearing their weakened stats against the unknown from normally impossible locations. Character affects an issue where the knight would be stunned at the guard spawn location. That is a definitely good thing to fix. Fix an issue where the knight's power could break when being stunned at the start of a summon. That's also good to fix. Fix an issue where the knight could stay on the patrol path creation speed due to latency. That's a problem. Fix an issue where Deep Wound would not stop the playing when a survivor is grabbed by the Hellmaster's dog. Fix the issue where there was no cancel interaction pop when Trickshot was a minute. Fix an issue where the nurse could briefly see survivors in a locker when blinking through a nearby wall. Fix an issue where the ghoul's hair and mask would briefly appear out off his head when reaching the tally screen. Fix an issue where survivors could bleed out during a Mori. Environment/mask. Fix an issue Midwich Elementary School error in the script created slowdown. Fixing the issue on tempo purgation, adding new collision to let zombies reach the arch base. Fixing the issue on treatment feeder by hiding a yellow collision box visible on the chair. Fixing the issue on Father Campbell's chapel by removing an invisible collision present between two assets on a carnival section. Fixing the issue on disturbed ward by reworking collision to avoid zombies that can get stuck on the ramp waiting inside the zone. Cool. Little, bug fixes. Nothing wrong there. Perks, fixing the issue where teamwork collective stealth would show a second cooldown after exiting the perk's range. Fixing the issue where the reduced speed, action speed color and icon were missing on the progress bar when co-oping location treasure scrolls. UI, fixing the issue where the tally screen would delete the blood points earned page before displaying all bonuses. Fixing the issue where toast notifications would disappear when transitioning to main menu. Fixing a visual glitch with equipped add-ons in the loadout menu. Audit audio feedback when hovering collection notes in the blood web. Added audio feedback when hovering items in the offering sequence. Add audio feedback when hovering items in the tally screen match consequences page. Miscellaneous, fixing the issue where the what works beneath achievement / trophy would gain progress when the damage source was caught by survivor perk. Fixing the issue where the Demogorgon could perform actions alongside portals and pressing F11 throughout the traverse charge. Alright, so honestly, PTB, not too bad. A lot of bug fixes. The survivor and killer perks, the ones that we were having in the game, they sounded fine. The killer changes sounded fine. Nothing really too crazy. Just fixing some stuff that needs fixing, basically. The new survivor, their perks don't sound too bad. They sound fine. They sound interesting enough. They don't sound too crazy. They sound pretty useful. So, nothing wrong with that at all. Always, a good thing. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the aggravated garbage. It helps us out a lot, and it means a lot to us. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Bye.